Good morning, students. Again, we are resuming our online sessions. Lastly, we have completed with the installation of Ubuntu operating system through VirtualBox, as we can use Windows operating system as well as Linux operating system simultaneously. That's why in our last online session, I have introduced the installation of Ubuntu through the VirtualBox. Now let's continue. As per the prescribed syllabus of Saurashtra University, we have completed with the discussion of unit number 4. Now we are going to start the discussion of unit number 5, which contains practical that we have to do into the Ubuntu operating system. And the title of the chapter is Unique Shell Commands. As you can see onto the screen, this chapter contains many commands, operators, and advanced commands like given onto the screen. Obviously, we are starting with the first part of this entire chapter, that is the connecting unique shell through the command called Telnet. So let's start with the same. I am going to introduce the first command in front of you, which is called as Telnet. The Telnet command allows you to communicate with a remote computer that is using the Telnet computer. Here, our new strategy we are going to introduce in front of all the students, that is called as a remote connection. So first, let's see what is a remote connection. Remote connection means in Windows environment, many softwares are available like AnyDesk, TeamViewer, which allows to communicate with other computers using remote desktop. What is the purpose of remote desktop? Through the remote desktop, user can access the entire resources of other computer by sitting on a remote place. That is called as remote communication. That is also possible through the command Linux command that is called as telnet. Now we can run telnet command without any parameters. That means the syntax of telnet is very simple. Sorry for the interruption. Syntax of telnet command is very simple. Just we have to type a telnet as a keyword, and then after the two slashes we have to give the IP address of computer which we want to access. Now the question comes over here is that where we have to run this particular command. So for that, first we have to start our VirtualBox, which we have installed in our last lecture. Once the VirtualBox is started successfully, already we have installed the Ubuntu operating system through this VirtualBox. That means we have to just start that operating system. That means we have to press a start button. Now once you press the start button, wait for few seconds as the entire Ubuntu operating system get loaded into the Windows environment, which might takes few minutes. So we will wait till the desktop of Ubuntu operating system. Once the entire desktop is successfully loaded in an environment which you can see over the screen, I will show you that where to write all the command that we are going to discuss in this lecture, even into the other lectures. So let's wait for the few minutes as Ubuntu 16.04 is going to load into the VirtualBox. As this procedure takes few minutes, I would like to share some more information with all the students. In VirtualBox, not only the Linux operating system you can install, but other operating system and application softwares we can also install and use without the physical presence of this entire thing into the another drive. So VirtualBox is very important application software that we have for accessing the other resources of the system as well as using the other application softwares. I request all the students to go through this Oracle VM VirtualBox in detail for the further informations, as it is very useful for other application softwares, even for other operating systems. Now, as you can see onto the screen, VirtualBox takes few minutes for loading the entire operating system successfully onto the screen. We have to wait till the desktop icon, which we can see onto the screen. I am showing you this entire screen for the first time. Now in other lectures, I will directly show you the desktop screen which is previously loaded by myself. Now as you can see onto the screen, desktop of Ubuntu is successfully loaded onto the screen. Now we can go ahead for testing the various types of shell commands. So for that, once this entire desktop screen is successfully loaded, just click on this search icon. Just click on the search icon and type still the entire resources of Unix is not loaded properly. Let's wait for few seconds more. Ubuntu is little bit a heavy system software, so it might take few minutes. Keep patience and wait for this operating system to get loaded successfully onto the screen. Once it loads successfully onto the screen, everything works very fastly. Now what we have to write into the search window? Into the search window, we have to write the command called terminal. This terminal command is actually the unique shell command which returns the shell prompt, and over the shell prompt we can perform various types of shell commands. So as you can see onto the screen, into the search window I have typed the command called terminal, and as a first icon you can see this terminal window. Just click on that terminal window. Once you click onto the terminal window, search window will disappear from the entire screen, and after few seconds it will open our terminal window, which is almost similar like our DOS command window. I will show you the comparison as it get loaded onto the screen. Okay, The shell prompt is successfully loaded onto the screen. The prompt you can see over here is a dollar prompt, and there is a one blinking cursor over there. It means that a shell prompt is successfully loaded onto the screen. The first thing you have to check this entire procedure. Again, I am repeating the entire procedure. What we have to do? First, start the Linux and the operating system called Ubuntu through VirtualBox. Once it successfully get loaded onto the screen, just click on this search icon, and into the search icon type the command called terminal, which opens this terminal window with the shell prompt. You have to check this thing in your computer. Now, as I told you that it is similar like the command prompt that we have for Windows. Let me show you the command prompt of Windows. This is the command prompt of Windows, and this is the command prompt of Linux. This is from Linux and this is from Windows. Functionality of both of the screen is same. Let me show you some basic Windows command first. Say for example, here I am typing dir. It lists out the directories which is available into the subdirectory called Gaurav, which I have. Suppose I want to move through the main root directory, just I have to type cd and slash. It shows C drive, which is just like this dollar prompt. Here this dollar means the root directory, and here C drive is the drive which I am using into the Windows. Now suppose I want to move into the another directory, so for that the command is the cd command, and then simply I have to type the name of directory in which I want to transfer. Say for example, as you can see into the Windows, I have typed cd and users. Now my current working directory is user, and the command which I have fired is cd. Same like this, various commands are available into the Linux also, which we have to use. So the goal of this entire chapter is to represent various types of command through which we can access the internal resources of Linux. So let's start with various types of Linux command. Let me exit from the Windows environment, because right now we are not discussing about the various types of Windows command. We have to test various types of Linux command. So over here I'm just typing the command called Telnet. After writing the command called Telnet, just press enter. It transfers the user into the environment of Telnet. Now over here, by writing // and the IP address of the system which I want to access. This IP address is previously assigned by myself for accessing the other system. Once I write this command and press enter, it connects to the specific computer which contains the IP address called 192.168.1.254. Here, right now this command cannot be performed successfully. It shows the invalid command because this system is not connected through the network. So it returns again back the prompt which is called as telnet. Now how to get exit from this particular command? For that, simply type the command called first clear or you can do another thing. just open a new terminal window and make it a maximized screen. It return backs the main terminal window again. Let's perform some other command. Say for example, I would like to introduce the who command, which is a login attempt command next to the connecting Unix shell command, which is called as who and who am I, which we can perform right now. Let's see first who command returns what onto the screen. As you type the command called who and press enter, it returns the output something like this onto the screen, like student TTY7 22 3rd 2001 8-13 and so on. What does it mean? It means that, let me show you the theory of who command. The who command prints the information about all the users who are currently logged in. That means into the environment of Linux, I have connected through the command, through the user ID called student at a particular date, at a particular time. So it returns student. TTY is the name of computer called terminal 7 with current date and time. So who command returns all the name of users who is currently get connected into the Linux. Now suppose I type who am I. Just look at to the syntax of who am I. There is a one space between all the commands that I have typed over here. That is who space m and space I. So whenever I type who am I, it returns null. Just type who am I without space, it returns the name of only the user. So this is the difference between who and who am I. Who returns the entire detail and who am I returns only the name of user who is currently get connected. So this is the difference between who and who am I. Again I am repeating my words. Space and special characters are not allowed over the shell commands. That's why here I have demonstrated two commands called who and who am I with space and without space. So whenever you type the valid Linux command, type without any space. So before concluding, again I would like to repeat my words. Here I have introduced the two commands called who command and who am I command. Who command prints entire information of user who is currently logged in or number of users, while who am I command only prints the name of user onto the screen who is currently logged in. So this is the difference between who and who am I. Let's perform this function again. For clearing the screen, there is a command called clear command into the Linux. As you can see onto the screen, I have typed that command, and again I am writing who, and then I am writing who am I. into the output of who, it shows the entire detail of username, terminal number, and the date and time where the user get logged, and whoami only returns the name of student. And here I am supposed executing the command called clear, which clears the screen. So up till now we have performed the three commands called who command, whoami command, and clear command. So I hope all of you are clear with these three commands. The next topic of discussion is password. Simply type pass over here. As you type pass over here, if this command is valid, it returns the message, otherwise it shows an error message. The correct command is password, then the password which you want to keep for the user ID, that is called as student, and the name of student and the name of user, which is called as student. Whenever I type this thing and press enter, it shows again a message that command not found. Let me check the syntax of entire command. Passwd, Passwd. Suppose I want to keep the password called 123 and the name of user is student. Press enter. Fine. It shows all the extensions of this particular command called password. For changing the password in Linux, the command is passwd. Let me clear you the screen first. Again I am writing passwd. The password which I want to keep, in the name of user. It lists out all the options. Say for example, if you perform this passwd, that is password command with -a, that means all. -d means delete, -e means expire, -h means help, -k means keep token active, I means inactive, L means lock, -n means min day, that is minimum day. Here you can see the description of that particular parameters. -q is for quit, -r for repository, -R is for transferring into the root, -S for the status, U for unlock, which we have locked through -L, -W for warning days, that is the expiration date, and -X for setting the minimum days. So these are the various parameters which we can use with the command called passwd. I request all the students not to perform this passwd command into the lab, because it will change the command, it will change the password command, and if you forgot whatever the password that you have kept, might create the issues. So without wasting more time, let's continue. The next one is logout. So let me again clear you the screen and here type logout. It returns not login, shall use exit. So here we have to use exit command. As you type the exit command, terminal window get closed. So let me show you the entire transaction again. What we have done first we have loaded the entire operating system properly onto the screen. Then go into the search window, type terminal, click on this terminal window, which opens the shell commands. Once this terminal window successfully get opened onto the screen, try to perform the various commands. Let me fire a command which we have done, that is who and who am I. Once you finished your work and you want to shut down the system, just type exit. We'll close the terminal window, go into this power button and press shutdown. It will ask you for the confirmation. Press shutdown, will close this entire screen, and then you can shut down your computer from over here. This is the complete process for starting and stopping with terminal windows and the two basic command called who and who am I. Here I am continuing my session, so let's introduce the next command called mkdir command. Mkdir command is used to create a new directory into the Linux. So let me first open the terminal window. And type mkdir and press enter. Here it will show you one error message that type mkdir space -- help for more information. So let perform that command again, that is mkdir -- help. Now what it returns? It returns the detail of mkdir command with all the possibilities. That means suppose you are not aware with the command, you just know the name of keyword, then by just typing that name of command space 2 and help, it will show you the entire detail that how can we perform that particular command into the Linux. So we'll not go through into the detailed discussion about all these things. Let's see how can we perform this practically. So just type mkdir and type the name of directory which you want to create. As you can see over here, I have typed mkdir and mvm. So mvm directory is created into the environment of Linux. Now how to list out all these directories? For that another command is given. That command is called as cd command. That is called as change directory. So just type cd command and type the directory which you have created called mvm. Here you can see that a shell is transferred into the created directory called mvm. Now suppose I want to get exit from that particular directory, then just type cd .. It get exit from the current working directory. Let me show you again what I have done. First I have write mkdir command. Then I have created our directory called mvm. This directory is already created. So it returns the message that cannot create directory mvm file exit, as it is already available onto the screen. Now how to see all the working directories? For that the command is ls command. Just type ls without any options. It will list out all the directories, and into the list of directory you can see the directory called mvm. Now I want to go into the mvm. Just type cd and mvm. You will be into the directory called mvm. And suppose you want to go out of this directory, just type cd .. and press enter. Sorry, cd / and press enter. You will be get out of this particular directory. So this is the functionality of cd directory. Before going for the further commands, let's revise what we have learned. Let me go back into the first slide. We have discussed about how to open the terminal window into the Linux. Once we have installed the Linux, then we have introduced the first command called Telnet. Then we have introduced password command. Then we have introduced logout. Then we have introduced who command with all options. Then we have introduced whoami command. Then we have introduced clear command. Then we have introduced mkdir command, and then we have introduced cd command with ls. So let's see, as per the syllabus, what we have done. As per the syllabus, we have discussed about telnet, password, logout, whoami, and clear command. Then from file and directory related commands, we have discussed about mkdir command and cd command and ls command. Further command we will take into the another lecture. So in my next lecture, I will not start from the first loading of the terminal window. Terminal window is already loaded onto the screen. In this lecture, I will teach you that how to load a terminal window. As you can see onto the screen, to get exit from the terminal window, I have typed the command called exit. Once the successful exit is done, click on this power button, go into the shutdown, press shutdown, will close your Linux operating system from the root into the virtual box. Once it gets successfully closed, this is the procedure of shutting down the Ubuntu in a proper way. Just close this particular window. Before that, don't close this window, as it might crash the Ubuntu operating system. Let's wait for this proper shutdown. Fine. So Linux is properly get shut down. Now just close this window. And this was all about today's discussion of various commands which we have started from the chapter number 5 called Unix shell commands. Thank you very much, students, for listening me, and have a nice day.